Okay, Unit 2, Lesson 2. Lesson 1, we did a quick introduction to inequalities. Now we're going to solve some inequalities using addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay, so learning targets. I can solve inequalities. I want to find the numbers that make it true, and then I can show all solutions, and I want to represent that with a graph. So recall from last lesson that inequalities have infinitely many solutions. Therefore, to show all solutions, we have to graph. We have to graph the inequalities. When we're solving the inequalities, we are finding the boundary between the solutions and the non-solutions. So there's kind of a line there. On one side of the line, there's solutions. On the other, there's not. And on that line, sometimes it's included, sometimes it's not. So the number is sometimes that boundary is a solution. So show all solutions to the inequality. Now I could sit here and think, I gotta take a number, add 6 to it, is it still less than 2? And I could try to think of all those numbers, but it would be faster to isolate x, just like an equation. So we're gonna treat this just like it's an equation. So I would subtract x from both sides, and I have x and -4, and that drops down. Okay, so now I've got any number less than -4 would be less than 2 if you added 6 to it. So this is an equivalent inequality. We're going to stick with this one now. So this would be x less than -4, so graph that guy. -4, less than means open circle, and if it's less than, go to the left. Okay, go to the left on that one. Let's see here, the next one. So I'm trying to find the numbers that when I multiply by 8, they're greater than -4. It'd be a lot easier, x by itself. So I'm going to divide by 8. I got x, and I got -5. Drop that straight down. Okay. So it'd be x greater than or equal to -5. Again, graphing that guy. Equal to means closed circle. Greater than means to the right. Okay, so any number over here would make that true. Here, I'm going to divide by -2, and I get x, and I get -7. This is where we have to be very, very careful. So be careful. This is the one time you don't just drop the sign down. Notice right here, I divided by -2. Since I divided by a negative, or if you multiply by negative, you have to switch the sign. Okay, the sign gets switched. If I don't switch that sign and I graph it and start picking numbers, it doesn't work. So on this one, I got to switch that sign. So it's all the numbers greater than or equal to -7. So -7, close circle, because equal to, greater than means to the right. Okay, so when does the sign flip? It flips when you divide or multiply both sides of the inequality by a negative. In an effort to isolate the variable, so it does not matter if the answer is negative. And sometimes people see the answer being negative and they think they're supposed to switch it then. That doesn't mean anything. It's did you multiply or divide by a negative? So on these guys, do I need to switch it? Well, on this one, I'm going to add 7 to both sides. Did I multiply or divide by negative? No. So I'm going to just drop that sign down. When I write it, though, I want to put the variable first and the number second. And notice the arrow is pointing at the x, so keep the arrow pointing at the x. Okay, so now 8, open circle, less than means left. Okay, over here, I would subtract 8 first. So -x over 3, greater than or equal to -6. Didn't switch the sign because I didn't multiply or divide by negative. Now I got a x divided by -3. I need to multiply by -3. So now I'd have x, and I have 18 on the other side. I multiplied by a negative, so switch the sign. Okay, that sign's going to switch. When I graph that guy, 18 is my number of interest. It's my boundary. solid because it's equal to, and less than means left. Okay. This guy here, I want to get x by itself, so I would subtract 3 first. So now I've got 12 less than negative 2x. Again, drop it down because I subtracted, but I didn't multiply or divide by negative, so don't switch it. My next step, though, I'm going to divide by negative 2. That means I got to switch it. So this would be, I'll write off to the side here, negative 6 is less than x. Gets a little confusing, so I'm going to be careful on this. I'm going to write the variable first. I'm going to write that number second. The arrows point to the negative 6, so keep it that way. Keep it point to the negative 6. I don't know where this... I magically got an equal to there. I'm sorry, that should not be there. Let me do this real quick. Okay, so just greater than, so now I've got negative 6, open circle, x greater than means to the right. Okay, so just be careful. Again, always put the variable first. I think that just makes it a whole lot easier. Makes it so you doesn't get so confusing. So these guys here, push that down. I've got this inequality. It looks kind of crazy, but I would multiply both sides by 6 first. So multiply both sides by 6, I get 5x plus 12. Okay, so 5x plus 12 would be greater than 42. I multiplied by a positive, so that sign stays the same. Now subtract 12. 5x is greater than 30 divided by 5. So x is greater than 6. Again, let's go plot that guy. Open circle, x greater than means to the right. Okay. This guy, again, when you're solving these, pretend like that's an equal sign. You know it's a greater than, less than, just pretend. What would you do first? I would, let's distribute this, and then we can combine like terms. Okay, so distribute the negative 2x out, so it would be 5 minus 2x. And I got negative 2 times negative 10 would be a plus 20. Okay, now 5 plus 20 is 25 minus 2x. I didn't move anything yet, I'm just simplifying that left side. Now subtract 25. We got negative 2x greater than or equal to negative 12. Again, I have not multiplied or divided by negative, so keep that sign the same way. But on the next step, I do need to divide by negative 2. So I'd have x, and I would have 6. That sign gets switched. Okay, so instead of pointing on the right, it points to the left. So I'm at 6, close circle, and I'm going to the left. Okay. Let's do this. Let's well, I'll do 7 and I'll have you do 8. I'm gonna have you do 8 on your own. Number 7, let's distribute that 2/3 out. So I got 4 less than or equal to. Now 2/3 of 9 would be 6. So 6x minus, and then 2/3 of 15 would be 10, and plus x on the end. 6x plus x, they're on the same side, so I don't need to switch any signs. That's just 7x. Because 6x plus x is 7x. And now start solving. So add 10. Add 10. I got 14 less than or equal to 7x. Divide by 7. Divide by 7. So that'd give me 2 less than or equal to x. And it would be, always put the variable first. Always put the number second. And the arrows point towards a 2. So keep it pointing at the 2. Okay. And then that would be at 2. Close circle because it's equal to. Greater than means to the right. Okay, so again, finish number 7 for credit. Okay, so finish for credit. Okay, finish this guy right here. Finish it for credit. Okay, so yeah, at any point on these videos, if you're struggling, make a note of it and ask in class. We can definitely help you figure these out.